Call us on your cell phone. Culinary Hotline bling. That can only mean one thing. Thank you, Zoe. I can literally lick right off the surface. It's so clean. But anyway, yes, it's a Wednesday, and you know what time it is. It's time for the Culinary Hotline bling. Sing, sing, sing. And this time around, our foodie panel is standing by to answer all of your burning foodie questions. And if you have any culinary questions to ask, please feel free to give us a call on 021-430-9881. Now, with the festive season in full swing and South Africa, of course, having a water shortage, we have Zola and Ash from the Ash restaurant joining us to show us how to make our festive foods and dishes without having to use water, which is great. It's absolutely amazing. So, good morning to both of you and welcome to...
Morning.
Is it our last Culinary Hotline bling? Ting, ting, ting. For the year.
Yes.
Oh!
Ting, ting.
The sadness that just came over me right now, but that's all right. That's all right. All right, so let's really get into it and the kinds of... Let's just talk about general dishes that we can make waterlessly.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to hand over to Ash because she's done a huge campaign about waterless cooking. So let's have her tell us.
Well, yeah, the whole thing is like when you think of saving water, you normally think of the bathroom or, you know, shorter showers, flushing less, but like no one really thinks about the kitchen. Boiling, steaming, so many cooking methods use water, so keeping to dry methods without compromising your meal, obviously, is quite a thing. So when you're doing a Christmas roast, and you know everyone loves some gravy with their roast, achieving that without any water is extremely hard.
Like making stock is a huge thing in the kitchen. So what do you do if you not making stock anymore? Or do you still make the stock, you just make it go further?
We do, yeah. So we do like a double stock almost.
Okay.
So you basically, you make a stock and then you make another stock using the stock that you've already made. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Yeah, so you get like a much more intensive
it makes sense, not to me.
I know, the part doesn't make sense to a lot of people.
Let's start off with the basics. Let's talk about roast potatoes, right? Roast potatoes are a feature on any Christmas table. We like having them with our beautiful meats and veggies. So how do we go about roast potato saving water? And of course, like you said, not compromising the meal.
Yeah, well, traditionally, roast potatoes, you usually boil the potatoes, then you rough them up, and then you... you know, roast them.
In the oven,
obviously, if you're saving water, boiling isn't the best thing to do. So just make your roast potatoes straight in the oven. So you don't necessarily have to go that one extra stage. Obviously, you're not going to have, you know, the traditional crispy roast potatoes, but I think that these roast baby potatoes are just as delicious. And if you do them in duck fat, extra delicious. So I do mine, just baby potatoes, wash them, dry them, put them... What?
You wash them.
Well, you're still going to wash the vegetables. Do you eat dirty vegetables, Ash?
Well,
you're still going to wash the vegetables, true or false?
This is what I'm trying to get at.
I mean, you're just not going to do it under running water.
Okay.
So put a bowl of water, wash your veggies. The grit usually sinks to the bottom, so you can wash all your veggies in the same water. Okay, are we okay?
I'm just trying to think of it. Then a further use. Could you then maybe
use it as washing up?
Water. There you go. Or water your garden.
Preserve it. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
There's lots of ways around it.
Thank you. Okay, so...
All right.
So I'm on your side here.
Okay, then a bit of rosemary, some duck fat, a few garlic cloves, preheat the oven to 200 degrees. You could use any herbs. You could put sage in there. You could put some thyme in there if you wanted. Into the oven, roast them under your roast would be really delicious, just for the extra flavour. And yeah, delicious roast potatoes without using that much water.
Okay, all right. Listen, we'll be back again with the Culinary Hotline bling. Ting, 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 very shortly, because I want to know, how do you go from that? Okay, that's beautiful. But what if you like mashed potato? And, you know, now it involves water. What do you got to do? Give us a call on 021-430-9881 with any of your culinary conundrums as we address them here on the Culinary Hotline bling. Ting, ting, ting. Call us on your cell phone. Culinary Hotline bling. That can only mean one thing. From immersive theatre all the way into this immersive kitchen as we address your culinary conundrums in the Culinary Hotline bling. Ting, ting, ting. Ash, you need to get into it. You need to get into it. You have to. Listen, we're talking about being water-wise and waterless cooking, especially over the festive season, because South Africa is experiencing quite an extreme drought right now. Earlier on, we talked about making roast potatoes, right, without necessarily using that much water, because you do need to keep them clean. You don't want to compromise the safety of your meal. But what about mashed potatoes? Some people like mashed potatoes. So how do you go about that being water-wise?
Well, it's really easy. You just bake the potatoes whole, right? Leave them in the oven for like 2 hours at quite a low heat. Get them cooked all the way through, super soft. Cut them in half, scoop out the middle. And then basically you're left with the skins, which you can turn into another dish if you wanted to.
Roast them,
Grate some cheese on top, sour cream. You've got your like starter dish before your, your mains with your mash.
Okay.
And then, you just add your butter, your milk, whip it together, and you're done.
Yeah.
Boom.
Easy.
And you have to make sure that you do it while the potatoes are hot. Otherwise, it's going to be an impossibility.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
right. We've got Robin on the line calling us here from the Mother City. Good morning, Robin.
Morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well. What is your question? What's your culinary conundrum?
I'm just want to know what other vegetables can you cook?
Oh, great stuff. So we've touched on potatoes. So what other vegetables can we be water-wise with?
Root veggies are the easiest, actually. Your carrots, onions, potatoes, anything that grows under the ground lends itself really well to like a dry method. Being roasted for a long time in the oven, or popped in the coals and the braai, something like that.
Yeah.
It's your leafy green veggies that are a bit trickier.
Yeah, but Brussels, which people love to eat at this time of the year,
beautiful.
roasted Brussels sprouts
Get some
are
bacon
delicious.
in there.
It's actually a really good way to get people who don't like Brussels sprouts to eat Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, that is
Because when you boil them, sometimes they're like, chalky in the middle, and it's like,
nightmare.
But when you roast them, they actually become sweeter and like really delicious. So it's a good way to cook your Brussels sprouts.
Broccoli, how about that? Broccoli can
you
steam
can roast
very
You
well.
can roast broccoli, you can roast cauliflower. Basically, you can roast most
pretty much
any vegetable, and it intensifies the flavor. So it's not like you're not selling out the vegetable if you're not boiling it, for example, and roasting it. You're actually doing it a favor because it intensifies the flavor.
Yeah, exactly. I'd pick roasting over boiling pretty much any day.
Okay, so I think we've really touched on all kinds of potatoes. Robin, thank you very much for that call. And you also can call us on 021 4309 881. Let's talk about carrots, glazed carrots.
Yes.
We love glazed carrots, as part of our vegetable outlay on the table.
Yes.
So how do we go about making those? And you said, yes, root vegetables obviously have a lot of moisture in them, so it's easier to prepare them more water-wisely. But what ideas do you have, Ash?
So my glazed carrots, I do them in a pan, actually. So I don't even do them in the oven. So I just grab some carrots. You could use baby carrots if you wanted, or you could use, regular carrots just chopped up. Into a pan with some sage. I love sage and carrots. I think that the earthiness of the sage really complements the carrots. And then a bit of butter, a bit of mustard. I use 2 different kinds of mustard. Actually, no, I don't. I lie. That's for the potatoes. No, I don't. Okay, sage, butter, cinnamon or nutmeg, and some honey. And then instead of water, I use orange juice.
How about that?
I know. So pop that all in a pan and then cook the carrots and then leave it to reduce, and then they'll glaze themselves because the sweetness in the juice and the sweetness in the honey will make like a caramel around the carrots. That's how I do mine. Your turn.
Pretty similar.
Pretty much covered the entire
I put my
encyclopedia.
carrots in a pan, and instead of orange juice, I use carrot juice. So it's like super carroty, honey, and then instead of nutmeg, I use caraway.
Oh, delish.
Star anise and bay leaf, because like that, that kind of aniseedy taste that carrots sometimes have.
Okay.
It's brought out massively with the star anise and the cardamom.
Awesome.
Caraway.
That's pretty cool. Listen, we're going to come back very shortly with more of the Culinary Hotline bling. Ting, 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 and find out what is in that pot that Ash is cooking. What is it?
It smells amazing.
It's bones, man. Bones, the meat of the men.
The meat.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary Hotline bling. That can only mean one thing.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary Hotline bling. That can only mean one thing, and you know what it is. Culinary Hotline bling time. Ting, ting, ting time. Give us a call on 0214309 881. Romila from Durban, actually, you're going to get into it.
Yeah,
Romila from Durban is about to give us her tip on making mashed potato. Good morning, Romila.
Good morning.
Morning.
Great to have you on the line. So what's your tip about making mashed potato water wisely?
Okay, what I do is I chop up my potatoes into small pieces, and I put it into a bag. Maybe like 2 tablespoons of water into it.
Yeah.
Into the microwave for about 5 minutes, depending on the quantity of potatoes you have.
Yes.
You take it out, let it stand for a little while. I take a rolling pin and I just mash it up.
That's gua, gua, gua.
And it's quick, and you're really saving water.
That is amazing, Romila. Thank you so much. Because all you need is just a little bit of moisture within that bag to steam it. You don't need all. I think we should just start making mashed potato that way standard.
Yeah. It actually reminds me of a few years ago when Peter Tempelhoff was cooking in the dishwasher. So he was running the dishwasher and had things in Ziploc bags to actually make use of the water. So I guess that's water saving too.
What do you mean, like? I don't know about that one. Because like, you're not washing your clothes while.
I mean, it's a great idea.
Not your
I'm probably
clothes, the dishwasher, the dishes.
Oh, yes,
but you put the things in bags, so there's no cross-contamination, but you're using the water and the steam to cook stuff.
Economical sous vide machine.
There we go. Exactly. Exactly.
Luckily, I don't have a dishwasher. I do them manually, you know, because I get in there. I get in there with my hand, and you know. Anyway, let's talk about what is in your delicious pot there, Ash.
It smells amazing.
It's been smelling amazing all over the kitchen.
I got some lamb bones on the go.
Yeah. So this is still water-wise cooking we're talking about?
Yeah, 100%. No water. No, not a drop.
So this is your Christmas roast in one pot.
One pot roast. No water involved at all, except for obviously washing this pot at some point.
Unless you want to keep the flavors in there, you know. Just
exactly.
Let them muñel.
Well, the whole thing with the roast is, you know, with your roast potatoes and your glazed carrots and the lamb itself, those roasting juices are the most important part. So just to boost that, because the carrot juice we're using for the waterless gravy is so sweet, we've added more bones. So the lamb's already roasted. The bones are in, they've been browning. I've added some white wine, and the last touch is just some carrot juice.
Alrighty.
So instead of water, we're using carrot juice. So it's not going to be, you know, very brown like a traditional gravy.
Yes.
One chopped onion. And
So
then,
just to be clear, this is after you've roasted the lamb. This is you making the gravy now.
exactly. So
So you
everything's
chopped
out
it
of
up.
here.
You chopped up where the bones from? I'm trying to just follow the recipe here.
So the bones were just trimmed from another part of the lamb.
Okay,
We're talking
okay.
about nose to tail cooking, guys.
Yes,
Yes.
okay.
So you got lots of bones lying around.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like 80% of the things is bones anyway.
Right.
So I've chosen the neck as the roast. Super fatty, and can cook for ages. So ideally, I mean, even though it's a one-pot wonder, the best case scenario is that you stick it in the oven, you leave it for hours on end, and you don't have to think about it.
Love that.
That's why lamb neck works out perfectly.
Perfect.
Okay, carry on, please.
So onions are in. What's next?
Onions are in, now we just let it roll.
Okay.
Hard and fast.
Just let it roll. Just let it roll.
Yeah. Just let it go.
And then when do
Walk
the
away.
rest of the ingredients then go in?
This is it. This is everything that's going in here.
For the gravy, hey?
For the gravy, yeah.
Yes.
So it's
Everything has
very
roasted
simple.
with the lamb. So the vegetables and potatoes, have they roasted with the lamb?
They've roasted with the lamb,
Aha.
so the potatoes and the lamb roast together.
Okay.
Took those out, wrapped them in tin foil. Don't need to use another
Pot.
vessel
Yeah.
to put them in because that's just more washing up. Wrap them in tin foil, put them aside just to keep warm in the oven. Carrots go in. Now, exactly how we spoke about the glazed carrots, all you need is your honey, your carrots, and your spices, a little bit of salt. Once those are all glazed up, you keep them warm as well.
Right, while you
Little bit
make
more-
the-
And then this is the last touch.
So we're all curious. So show us what it looks like when it's cooked, because that's what I want to see.
Okay, listen,
What,
can we just hold off
the
that?
lamb?
Yeah.
Let's just hold off that for just 1 second
Okay.
because we are coming back for one more segment
Getting
of the
excited.
Culinary Hotline bling. Ting,
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 ting.
shortly.
One
All right.
time, Ash. One time.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary Hotline bling. That can only mean one thing. All right, Ash, get back in here because we are both just staring in wonderment. So you showed us how to make that double gravy with the neck of the lamb.
Exactly. So,
Amazing.
super easy now. You let this boil for about 20 minutes or so.
Yep.
Strain it off. And then what you land up with is this kind of like, I mean, it's not traditional at all, but it's super lammy.
Delicious.
This super lammy gravy. It's a little bit fatty. It's thickened up.
And it's orange because of that carrot juice.
Exactly. I'm
Yeah.
not a big fan of adding any thickness to gravies.
Yeah? Just keep them as they are, natural.
Old school, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so can we see the complete dish? Because we've been smelling it, and now we
Yeah.
want to see what this
So
roast
basically,
looks like.
what you've landed up with
Oh.
is,
Remove this out of
and
the
you're
way
not
for you.
restricted to adding.
Place it right there in the front so we can see it.
You're not really restricted to adding two vegetables. You know, you can have, like you said, your Brussels sprouts, and it's just a process of doing one after the other in the same pot.
Yeah. It's just timing will be really important there, hey?
Yeah, basically, the way I do it, like my rule of thumb is you take the thing that cooks the longest, you do that first.
Yeah.
And then you basically just scale your way back up.
Perfect.
So if you're doing 6 things.
Just what do you
Is
do
that,
with
is
the
that
gravy?
going to
Do you
be
just
fall off
kinda-
the bone because you cooked it for so long now?
Exactly. So,
Oh.
like, literally, it's not quite falling off the bone. It's just-
Get in there.
Stop
So
it
you got your
right now.
crispy fat, and
Yes.
then have you guys ever had lamb
Delicious.
neck?
Yes.
No?
Have you not?
I don't know. I just feel like it's so new to me right now.
That looks delicious.
Well, the
That's a
last
one-pot roast that I would try for Christmas.
Yeah,
It's
the
delicious.
last thing you want to add is just a bit of thyme to the gravy.
Oh.
And then, like, I much prefer to just eat family style. You serve it like that. Everyone kind of tears pieces off.
Yeah.
They've got the gravy. They're just throwing
it
everything
smells
on the
amazing.
plate and then sauce on top of it.
Listen, do you share some of these
Delicious.
recipes of yours on your social media? I know at Ash Higgs, right? That's where you are on social media.
Grandmaster Ash.
What?
Oh.
Grandmaster Ash. That is the dopest chef name I've ever heard.
It's my DJ name, actually.
Wait, is that on Instagram or
That's on
Twitter?
Instagram, yeah.
At Grandmaster Ash. I am
Amazing.
certainly following there.
And if people do want this recipe, we've put it on our website.
Yeah,
Because
you have,
Ash
you
shared it
have,
with
yeah.
us.
Thank you,
But if
Ash.
anyone does, I always say to everyone that I come across that eats the restaurant, if they ever want a recipe, I'm more than happy to share it.
Excellent
I
stuff.
like that. You're
Yeah.
a sharing chef
I'm a
like me.
sharer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Listen,
Nice.
any last tips to just, make the festive season just more delicious from either of you?
Yeah, I think preparation is key.
Yeah, completely.
So don't try and cook something that you've never cooked before for the first time. If you're entertaining people, it's always where people go wrong, and that's where you get flustered. So do something that you know you're comfortable with, and actually, it's not even about the food. It's about who you're with while you eat the meal. That's where the memories are made.
Completely agree with you, yeah. It's all about preparation. If you plan it right, you never actually have to
Stress.
at all, yeah.
Yeah.
Leave yourself lots of time and
All right.
saves all the water.
Thank you so much. That's been it for the 2017 edition of the Culinary Hotline. Bling! Ding! Yes, she did it!
I did it.
Woo!